if that's a scenario, what is your take on various sectors within the economy? Are you moving away from some and entering new? Because we saw some sectors like the FMCG and others been laggard last year, but we saw some kind of revival coming in. If you look at foreign flows, foreign flows have been foreigners have been exiting some of the financials there. IT has seen some kind of revival with respect to flows and the run up which we saw. So where do you see various sectors within the economy here?
Yeah. So IT, you're right. Seen a bit of revival because the underlying, and this comes back to what we said about the US economy, is doing better than what we initially anticipated. Everybody was talking about a recession in the US 12, 18 months ago. That has just not materialized. So that's good. If interest rates go lower, that's probably not so fantastic for the banks either. But I do think that the banks look reasonably okay. The thing with India is it's not so much growth. We see decent growth in quite a few sectors, but the problem is really valuation. Certain sectors are really expensive. So I'd like to go down the valuation yield curve a little bit, if you want to call it like that. And look for sectors where growth is okay, but the valuations are reasonable, and banks fit into that. One sector where valuations are really high, but again, the growth is highly visible, is the consumer sector. It's probably one of the most interesting sectors in the region, but Indian consumers in general. But yeah, it is pretty pricey, and I don't think that is going to change. But that plays into all the different themes that we spoke about. The better infrastructure build out that allows for businesses to grow and employment, better consumption. You see formal retail gaining market share over informal retail. The inflow of FDI is good for employment as well. Again, that is good for consumption. So a lot of these long-term drivers for Indian growth at the moment all come together in the consumer sector. So yeah, no surprise that that's rather expensive. So I would be fairly selective on that particular front.
Two sectors that I want to discuss with you is IT. You briefly spoke about the fact that US is recovering, so you're going to see some kind of recovery happening in IT. Do you see the earnings also improving for some of them, because guidance have been very muted for them for the coming year? We saw volume growth being very low for many of them. Do you see that because now that you are seeing a strong growth in services side and some bit of recovery in manufacturing in the US, you're going to see some kind of order flows and growth coming back to some of the Indian IT companies?
Yeah, so basically, for the IT sector, insofar they sell, in particular the ones that sell into the US, probably have expected that the US will be in a recession now and that business will be very weak. That has not materialized. That has not happened. So therefore, that underlying business is okay. The currency is weakened as well. That means actually that their US dollar business is being repriced to a certain extent in rupee terms. So that has helped them as well. And I think that is driving that particular sector at the moment. But if I look 12 months out, most likely that business will slow a little bit. That remains a risk to that particular sector. So it's a sector that I structurally like, but I think it's at a nice rally. I think I'd maybe prefer the banks a little bit better at this particular point in time.